What's up, y'all? This is Jeffery at Jeffery TV coming to you live on Memorex from the ultimate remote location. First off, let me start off by saying this. I took yesterday off. Happy Wednesday, boys and girls. Let me just say this. I took yesterday off. And before I did, there was speculation and consensus on the fact that since my daughter and granddaughter were off yesterday and would have been at the house, there was consensus on the fact that working may have been less stressful. And by stressful, I don't mean like in the, horrible, terrible stress. I mean just like physical stress. Just stress, like when stress is put on something from pressure or engagement or whatever. There was consensus. But I took the day off. Actually, I had taken Tuesday off and Thursday off, and I was going to work Wednesday to save the PTO. But then I didn't get to bed till get to sleep till 4 o'clock in the morning, which wasn't no problem because that's just 1 o'clock in California. That's what time I usually go to bed. But my sleep cycles are all distorted anyway, but I'm doing good. So I went to the P-Funk show, Pittsburgh. It was good. And before the show, I was saying I truly, was apprehensive but not completely sure I would have a good time, like I always do. Like I always think that I might not have a good time until I do it. Like when somebody say, yeah, it's going to be a good show, I'd be like, well, we'll see. Even though it usually is. And even these last few shows, they've been killing them. And this show, one thing I said about this show, it was an okay show. It was an okay show, but it felt really, really good. I mean, as far as the technical details and the techniques and all that blah, blah, blah stuff, it was still solid. I mean, it was still solid. And the energy was, I've seen it higher, but it just felt good. It's just overall, it just felt good. It just overall felt good. Everybody had a good time. I did. I was front row center somehow. Got to the show, ran into Larry Vern Funkster Jones, hanging out with him, talking to him. He tricked me into doing a Bootsy promo for Funk Up Fight. First I'm like, okay. He said, he gave the camera to his niece. He was like, yeah, get this. So I thought it was gonna be a selfie, so I'm posing. Then he started talking, so I said, oh, it's video. Next thing I know, he talking to Bootsy. And he's going, funk now fight, funk now fight. And I'm standing there going, I mean, I said it. I didn't want to, I didn't want to blow the chance at promo visibility. Plus, I was wearing my jefferytv.com shirt, or my Jeffery TV shirt. Not that that mattered, but, because funk not fight, I'm not a philanthropist. I'm not evangelizing anything. If anything, you ask me, fighting is funky. I'm like, fight for the funk, So, but I understand what they're trying to do in the inner cities and present opportunities to certain people who may be disenfranchised or at a disadvantage or at risk. I get it, funk not fight. I get it. But it's just not, where my Jeep Renegade, look at my car. It's not where my attention usually is, or attention. But yeah, it was good. It was just a good show. One thing about P-Funk show, and I gotta say this too. I love Norwood. I love Angelo, Dirty Wall, John Stewart. Kendall, I think his name is, another guy on guitar. You know I love him. I love him. But that Fishbone music, nope. Nope. I'm just like, is this over yet? And then they played one song that was kind of on the one or had that rhythm. I don't know, 1-3 signature. I don't know. People try to explain it to me what it is. You know, and it was like, yeah. You know, because Mr. Fisher can play it when he wants to. The bass, you know, bass and drums, they could do it. They definitely could do it. But this is a Fishbone thing. I turned around, looked back at the crowd a couple times. I don't think they was having it either. I was like, just the Midwest. We don't funk with Fishbone here. And that's a California thing. Keep it on the coast. No, I'm just playing. I'm just teasing, but yeah, I just went. I was just like, and I guess I may have been just in the mood for P-Funk. Because Blue Eye Extinction, I was the same way. I was just like, my feet hurt. I was just like, as soon as P-Funk came out, that first note, energy, just, I was there. In fact, even before they came out, they started playing something. They started playing Funkadelic. You hear George say, not yet. It was the coolest thing. They started playing, George said, not yet. I was like, it was just, and I mentioned opening acts because during opening acts, the bass was up loud. And when P-Funk came out, it was like the bass wasn't being sent to the PA. It was like you could hear the bass a little bit, I think, from Mr. Curry's speakers, Mr. Ronnie Skeet Curtis speakers, but it wasn't booming. It wasn't like that in your face, boom, boom. And it made it interesting because you could hear different parts. You could hear more parts. You could hear the bass line where it's supposed to be. The drum kick still had a little bit of bottom to it, so you felt, you know, that spot was hit. And you could hear the bass, and on certain songs, the guitar was playing close to the bass line, so it was, you know, the essence of the bottom was there, but it wasn't like, you know, Posse on Broadway, Sir Mix-a-Lot, boom, 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 like that. It wasn't that thick, you know, in your face bass until later, after a while they got it together. But it was interesting to hear the guitars and hear Mr. Bedrosian and hear other things play that you usually wouldn't hear with the bass, like over the top of that. And the horns, you can hear the horns, you know, everything, you know, so I was like, first I wonder if they're doing this on purpose. And then, like, through the show, whatever happened, something happened, it came back up and it was boom. You know, that bass is back in there. You hear the vocals a little better, all that, you know. So that was interesting. It was a good show. I mean, I had a good time. I had a really good time. It was front row, hanging out with Darlene Dardell. Dardell was there. I had been Facebook friends and going back and forth with her. You know, we're Steelers and this and that for years. And she was up there talking to me. I was like, who are you? Or something like that. She was like, Dylan. I was like, oh my God. You know, and then we ended up front row. She up there with her cane. And I was front row center. When I got there, all I was saying, ran into Larry Function Jones, talking to him, you know, going back and forth. We got there early, of course, like 2 hours before doors open. So I walk around, got me a Slurpee or something at the gas station around the way. And I went and I went to, you know, check the entrance. There was somebody standing in line. And I was like, I always like to go see who's first. He first, you know, talk to them, you know, get their story. I did that in Bristol last time. You 18, 19-year-old dude was there, just so much energy, just so, you know, in Bristol, the dude, he had made a video documentary about Quasar. I was like, Quasar? I said, you don't even look like you old enough to even remember a Quasar. And he said he found it through a different route, through comic books or some kind of other way of Google and Quasar just happened to pop up, and he ended up getting into it. And he made a documentary about it. So I like talking to the people, first one there. And the dude was there. I was like, wow, man, you here early. Yeah, I guess because the website said doors at 6, show at 7. But my ticket said doors at 7, show at 8. So people started showing up early and leaving. Some left, some to the line. But the line started to grow, and I was like, I can't stand here that long. So I went back over to the other side, and they had this thing called a Fastpass. I went and paid $15 to get in the Fastpass line, and was able to skip a lot of that general admission line. Because I was there early, started talking to the people in line, so they remember me if I was to leave and come back, being cordial and that. And then people start gathering up, saying they were functional. And we kind of, started. Ron Belton walked up, and all of us, we just, we got in with our fast pass. I was like the third one in the venue. And for whatever reason, 2 people got in there before me. I mean, of course, people weren't in there before me, but they didn't get the front row. I mean, they didn't get center. They were a little bit off the center. And I was like, ugh. And for some whatever reason, I just naturally walked to where they were. And then I said, oh, y'all here? Okay, let me get this side. And I went over to the other side, and it was dead center. That was the center part. They were like off center. So I was in the dead center. I was looking right dead straight at the drums. It was good. Then I'm standing there, doing the show, opening act. Some people drink too much, and I guess some lady or girl or whatever brought her mother in a wheelchair. Now I've been standing there for like an hour already. I guess she gonna put her mother right behind me and ask me to move. Me and Darlene had just had that conversation about maintaining our space and why we got here early and the position we in, So, and I was like, I knew not to get into it with her. I kind of knew not to actually say the word no. And I knew it was a delicate situation in which I probably could quote unquote lose, even though I didn't really do anything. Because she wanted me to move to the side so her mother could sit. She gonna come and pull the wheelchair up right behind me. Number one, I don't even think a wheelchair is supposed to be on the floor. Fishbone was playing when he said, yeah, it could be a mosh pit. And they saw, people around me saw me, and they saw what she was doing. And she may or may not have been drinking. She called me the devil, respect the elderly, and she just pulled out everything. But what happened was she's like, could you move? And I was like, at first I was like, move where? There's nowhere to move. She said, you just move a little. I was like, move where? There's nowhere to move. And that's about as much as I said. After that, I just stopped. I had a smile when she was talking to me. Or I just turned around. She said, oh, it's like that. Oh, it's going to be like that. I just turned around. And then, during it, I wanted to see what the crowd was doing. So I turned around, let her see my face, and she's still talking. And, people looking at me. I looked at the people that was with me, and they was like, what you gonna do? It's on you. We ain't getting in this. They was like, what you gonna do? And I was just smiling, It's like, whatever. I said, where's security at? First thing I said, where's security at? So I looked and saw where security was, just in case I had to, But it was, I handled it. It was almost interesting. It gave her a little bit of spice to have some kind of drama, to people. So, of course, she was black. Mother was black, respect your elders. Saw my LA Maggot shirt. She said, yeah, you even got that satanic stuff on your shirt. She was just, going in on me. People around me was just looking. And not directly acknowledging how they felt about the situation, but just kind of like, what you gonna do? You ain't wrong. We ain't saying nothing with this crazy lady. But it was good. I ended up, I ain't moved. I was like, and right before that, I was thinking, I am front. That's when I realized I was like front row center. I mean, center, dead straight at Denzel on the drum. Just like center. I was like, oh my. I was like, how did I get here? Front row center at the real front row. I was like, okay. And tonight is seats, which I think is probably going to be good, because with seats, I can walk around during the opening act should I want to, or I can sit down during the opening act. And then when the show starts, I can come and my seat is there. And I look today, section 2, row A, seat 9, and that's probably 1 or 2 seats off center. So, it's like, okay, Jeff, you did good. I'm like, Jeffrey, you did good. It's like, Jeffrey, you did good. So we're gonna go up there tonight for that in Cleveland. It was cool too when I gotta give it up to Baltimore, the Baltimore side of the stage. During P-Funk, they did good. Mr. Kevin Oliver, sound and the way they were doing it was good. I noticed the drum machine was drum machining, but he's changing it up now, I think. It's not the same added patterns. At least it's changed it up now. I still don't like them in there, but at least it's not the same one throughout the whole song. And sometimes you can't hear it, so sometimes it's turned off. And sometimes it's this or a clap or some kind of, in there. I'm like, okay. But they did good, Mr. Thomas, Mr. Boyer. That trombone come in, like we so used to hearing it on P-Funk. Mr. Bedrosian played solo during that part. It was good. I think Skeet got a solo too, but that's when the bass wasn't turned up. That's like the bass, when the bass wasn't coming out the house yet. So, it was, Mr. Curtis is Mr. Curtis. So he was able to do, what he do. It was good. It was just a good show. Mr. Clinton, as always, animated good. It was good seeing Mrs. Clinton Carlon there doing her PTV. Brandy, Tanisha. I'll tell you one thing about Tanisha. She come out doing Dirty Queen. When she come out doing Dirty Queen, she be getting it. I gotta get that on video. She be doing that little dance coming out doing Dirty Queen. I'll be like, okay. We all know you can. We all know you can do it. You just ain't gotta stand there and be cute. We know you can turn it on when you want to. And I was like, okay. And Brandy, I heard her voice clear, really clear at one point, and it just excited me. To actually hear, and Traviel came out, and he was good too. He was doing what he do. He was just doing what he do. Next thing I know, he dancing, all of a sudden the skirt came off, and I'm like, I was like, do what you do, dude. He started doing the hair and just bringing that energy. I was like, just do what you do, man. Just do what you do. And what was I saying? Oh, yeah, you can hear. Like Brandy said something. Trevor was he came out. I think he sang the rap on "Get Low" or something. One of those songs. He did the rap part, and he was singing it loud, so you could hear his voice. You could hear the energy in his voice. And it just changed the whole song. It just changed the whole dynamic of the whole song. You can hear him actually, you can hear him, a human being. You can feel the human being's emotion in it. It wasn't a track. And it was like when Brandy said something on the mic, it just brings the added energy. And you hear her voice to say something live. And and I knew it was something weird about, not hearing the vocals over the tracks. And then that night, once you hear it, and after what Trevor L did, God's Weapon did, the way he came out and just went way over. He was not like screaming or nothing, but he was just like on top of it. He was leading it. You couldn't even hear it. The track in the back, and it just gave a whole different kind of energy, a whole different kind of vibe. And I knew, and I wasn't sure. I just knew something was missing. I didn't know what it was until that happened. I was like, oh, okay, that's good. Mr. Thomas as usual, Mr. Boyer as usual. He come out and do a solo. It's just good. Mr. Hampton as usual. Trey Lute as usual. Everybody. I mean, Mr. Josie. No maggot brain. Somebody said that. Because we back here in Ohio, in this Midwest, so they like that funkadelic-y stuff. And they know what they ain't looking necessarily for all the flashlights and the knee deeps. They know about the, they know about the I'm looking for the bus stop just in case I need it. I don't need it. It can start raining. I got to run across the street. They know about the, not the B-side, not the B-side, the dark sides, I'll call. I'll say that. I even call the dark sides of this, song, like the under B-side, the B- sides, So they looking for that, heavier stuff. But it was good. It was just a good show. It was just good. Saw Mr. Payne after the show. He's good as usual, 13. I mean, it's just good, Poppy. I said, Poppy didn't get to do his diapers. We didn't get no diapers today. It was just, they just hitting. They just hitting. They are just hitting. Mr. Curry, like I said, since the bass was out low, it gave a different dynamic. Then when it came in, you were like, whoa, okay. Okay. I was like, yeah, it was good. Benny Cowan was there, did his thing, Baltimore side of the stage. Denzel, Mr. Curry. And again, I forgot about the future again. How can I forget? He come on and do what he do, We need those lead vocals on those songs. It's important. We need those lead vocals. There's this One Nation, the Cosmic Slop, and the Deep, and the whoa. That's key. And the guitar playing during Funkadelic, you hear that, guitar riff. No, that's Bob Gunn. However that guitar riff going Funkadelic, I look up, see he playing that. There was another guitar player on Garrett's side who played the rhythm guitar on P-Funk. And since you couldn't hear the bass that loud during P-Funk, it was crucial. Because I had to look and see if I was hearing the bass or if I was hearing him playing the guitar. Somebody told me his name. I forget what his name was, but I think he was out there before with him. But it didn't bother me. How can I put it? Nothing jumped out to make me go, oh, what the hell? So I'll make that a thumbs up. No, he was playing it right. I looked and I was like, oh, somebody know how to play it, or close to it, or in that range or that feel. Because it wasn't Garrett. So that was good. And like I said, that whole Baltimore side of the stage did. I ain't gonna say did good or bad, whatever that means. I guess I just did say that, but They did the dreidel thing. No, that was just the Pink Panther thing. They did that part, you know. So it is what it is. I'm a human. I'm a conservative human. So I'm gonna resist change. I want classics. You know, I want it to be, that's not true, but you know what I'm saying. I'm really not like that, but you know what I'm trying to say. I could probably get away with it if I was to like figure out how to say it right. Even though it ain't true. Like the funk don't fight. I was like, Funkster, trick me into doing a funk not fight promo, knowing that ain't where my mind is. I ain't no philanthropist or whatever the word is, evangelist or provocateur or whatever the word is when when you like advocate or whatever. I don't know what it is. But that just ain't me. Here we are at the corner of Market and 224. Out here doing what we do. It better turn green on me. And it didn't yesterday, I don't think. But I went anyway. Shit. As soon as the left lane get done, I'm going. That's just how I play it. That's just who I am. Youngstown, Ohio. Love this place. I love this place. Look up, don't you run me over. Don't you run me over. See, it didn't turn red. It didn't give me the walk signal, but I'm walking anyway. This is a free country. Actually, it's not a free country. There are laws and rules. Even though, I mean, it's a free country, but there's still laws that you gotta obey. So, the free country might just be a sensationalized overstatement. But anyhow, so I had a good day yesterday. The ant exterminator guy came, hung out with my son and grandson. Granddaughter was being granddaughter. Ex-wife was over there doing what she do, being grandma. And we talked. It was just a good day. Got pizza. Some of my favorite pizza. My favorite pizza used to be Bellaria. I got a hold of some Wedgwood a few years ago. I ain't been back to Bellaria since. I had a few mediocre experiences with Bellaria where pizza was dry or something. And I'm like, is this pizza dry? And somebody else was saying, yeah, it is kind of. And I went to Wedgwood. Oh my God. Black olives, mushroom, and sausage. Woo! And I got their wings. They bake wings. Kind of expensive. No, actually you get 5 for $6.50. And I guess that's the going rate. And they're not that big, but they weren't that small. They're better than Wingstop, I'll give you that. Wingstop is the worst if you ask me. But Wingstop got the best French fries. It's a damn shame I can't get wings when I go in there. All right, that's right, let's go in there. Give me 2 French fries. But anyhow, that's how it went. Good show, Mr. Clinton as always. Animated, moving, doing what he do. You know. Venue was kind of small too, actually. The venue wasn't that big. And the general pit area was really kind of small. It was thin. It wasn't the width, the depth wasn't as depthy as I'm used to. So but it wasn't too crowded. I had my space. I do that now. I had my space. And I guess I needed it. I guess I needed it because it was good. And the story I'm gonna tell is that the show was okay, but the field was just very good. And I don't even know what that means, but that's what I'm gonna go with. It was probably a good show, but I mean, it was definitely a good show. I ain't gonna say it was a mediocre show, but it wasn't like New Orleans that one time or blah, 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 you know. So, It was good. It just felt good. The vibe was just good, even with crazy lady harassing me, asking me to move. Like, asking me to move over a little bit. I'm like, where am I move? No, I didn't say it like that. I was like, there's nowhere to move. And then she kept going on and on and on. Please, oh, please, please don't let it. Oh, please, you got your butt in my mother's face. You know, I didn't even go. I knew I couldn't go into it, so I just turned around. She's like, oh, it's like that. Oh, it's like that. I was like, you know, I ain't got no joy, 'cause I ain't moving. Next thing you know, the wheelchair all back up against me. And I feel bad for the mother. Because you can see the mother was just like, just let it go. You know, just let it go. He ain't going, you know, just let it go. But she's just, you know, just drinking. You know how it is. But anyway, so we're going to do it again today. And wearing that Steeler jersey in Pittsburgh, during P-Funk, in fact, during P-Funk in Pittsburgh was one of the few times I was heavily inclined to put the jersey on. There was like a certain time I just had to put the jersey on. I was not determined or whatever. I was I don't know the word. I can't think of words right now. But I was really motivated. I had to put the jersey on. It was just felt it, and I put it on in Pittsburgh. And they saw that P-Funk on my back. They had already seen me doing what I do during the show, before the show. Let them know who I am. And then Mr. Payne said, P-Funk won, you know, doing the on behalf. You know, that just, oh my God, it's just too much. It's still just too much. After all this time, Jesus. I don't know. After all this time, it's still too much. And drove home afterwards, about an hour and a half, and it's dark. My God, you ain't seen dark like this. It was dark. And then when you get on the freeway, you know, these big ass interstates, it's okay. It's big, huge, you know, interstates. Not like a bunch of lanes, just a bunch of space, whatever you want to call it. Got home. Damn, there's some big birds. Can you see them? You know, you can't really see them that good. Them are some big birds. Them are some big birds. Anyhow, swinging on y'all 2 times. Swinging on y'all 2 times. For me, for the funk. And for every elementary particle that has ever existed in this or in any universe that ever was, is, or will be. It's the totality of it all, a theory of universe, a hypothesis of all is one. My name is Jeffrey, Pure Funk Mitchell.